I distributed the advice to the Cabinet this morning, and we gave consideration as to a way to proceed. The Cabinet has determined that there will be a need for a further inquiry, and we will give consideration at a future meeting into the nature of that inquiry, whether it be well, there are a range of different options available to the government, but it's agreed that it would be good. It needs to be not a political inquiry, but an inquiry with an eminent person with a legal background to consider all of the implications. In the Solicitor General's advice, it goes through some of the mechanisms that could be required, and I've directed the Department of Prime Minister and Cabinet to work with the Office of the Official Secretary to the Governor-General to adopt a practice of publishing in the Commonwealth Gazette future appointments to departments. So it's a practical thing that needs to happen, that doesn't need any further advice, and something that we will do. We'll also give further consideration to whether any further immediate changes are required. So we will make a future announcement about an inquiry. I'm giving notice today that inquiry will take place. This isn't something that can be just dismissed. This is something that goes to our very system of government, which the Solicitor General's advice makes very clear.
Prime Minister, with that gazetting of changes, ministerial setup, is that going to mandate that now? Is that going to be, required upon this government and future governments to basically remove the secrecy of any changes that might be made?
Well, I've directed my department to work with the Office of the Governor-General to achieve that outcome. But I think one of the things that we will need to consider is any future legislative change to make sure that that's enshrined, to make sure that it's not dependent upon the goodwill of the government of the day. I think it's fair to say that what we're dealing with here wasn't envisaged. I don't think anyone in this room, certainly no one in the current government, sat around and said, I wonder if Scott Morrison has been put in charge of the Department of Industry, Science, the Department of Home Affairs, or whether he's made himself Treasurer. Given that it wasn't considered by the former Treasurer, then I don't think that's surprising. But clearly, there is a need to ensure there's absolute confidence in our political system and our political processes going forward. We have a Westminster system of parliamentary democracy that relies upon conventions, it relies upon accountability and checks and balances in the system. And those checks and balances have been thrown out by the former government.